Hello everyone, my name is Vel and today we have a very nice and not so long ago released palette by BellaBeauteBar, which is Green Goddess. Green Goddess is a little dryad, as I call her. She has 15 shades and I will tell you everything that you need to know about this palette at the end of this video, and I will show you everything that you can possibly create with this palette during this video. So if you're interested and you want to know more, let's begin. So it actually has been 3 weeks since I filmed something and I completely lost the track of everything that I was supposed to do. I was actually trying to pass the test for the German language knowledge and it took life out of me. Not in real terms, but like I was so stressed. I hate exams and it's an official exam that actually I don't know still if I passed or not. So this is still stressful, unfortunately, and this is how the life goes, but we have something interesting to work with and that's what I'm going to do today. So we are going into the... I actually called her a dryad, so she is not a green goddess, she is a dryad. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but anyway. And I'm going to do something brown to green with a bit of accent color at the bottom. I think that will look good and I think we can start with that as a simple, so to say, way. So let's begin with the shade Wisdom. I am placing it into the crease by the edge of it, and this will be my transition shade going into lighter and through the darker. This is going first. Then I'm taking the shade Goddess. It's actually quite dark and surprisingly dark, to be honest. Almost black in real life, but I think still it's good. So that is the second one. After that I will go maybe to the shade Demeter. Demeter is definitely a goddess, but I don't remember of what. If you know, please also state it in the comments. This will be my second shade. Third, actually. Then I'm going to the shade Rebirth. Rebirth is a very leafy green and I love how it looks. So that will be the main shade for the lid. It's like a, yeah, it's like a base for everything. But the same way as in the Route 66 by Nomad Cosmetics, I feel like these palettes are actually quite close to each other in these terms. We just don't have as of a variety in some shades, but we do have peach brown and green with a slightly turquoise kind of thing, and I feel like it's really close. And I'm questioning here if it's actually made on the same everything. Anyway, now I'm going into the shade Tranquil just because I want to see how light it is and if I need an additional shade between the Rebirth and Tranquil. And indeed it is light and very pastel-y and very brightening, so I will leave it in the corner as is, and in between them I will place the shade Nourish. And Nourish is very nice. Also kind of a teal color, more of a mint I would say, which is not bad, it's just something that I kind of did not expect almost. Like I was fully expecting blown up greenery, but we have a bit of a mint, but okay, we can work with that. Next, I'm going to take a bit of Growth and blend out the top edge with it, slightly, not too much. And as far as I don't have anything like blue already, I will go into the shade Femininity. And the peachy shade, peachy pink on me, I guess, will be my bottom lid shade. So that concludes the mattes, and I think they look really good. They are blendable, they are workable, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And the next, we are going into our main lid shade, which is Earth Mother. I'm not sure if this shade is supposed to look like it's two shades together, but this is how it looks to me. And that's what we are working with. It has a very interesting texture and it does leave some texture, so you gotta be careful about that. And I'm going to just, you know, have it there. Then I'm going to take the shade, I don't know, let's take Balance. Balance doesn't sound too bad. And that will be my shade for conclusion, so to say. From this point I think I only need a bit of liner, and after that we can talk about the full face. So see you in a moment. So this is the look I created. Very demure, very mindful, very useful, I think it looks great. The mattes here are more on the muted side, which I actually like. The very bright mattes sometimes are not the best for like daily wear, but these greens actually look good for daily wear. I'm pretty surprised, but also this is logical. I like the combination that we have with the peach and browns. So browns, you create the darkening on any situation. The accent color as a peach one, I will tell you in a moment what I found. And the greens, this one is standing out to me. It's leafy green, it's very pretty. I'm not sure how they are supposed to combine, because this one is more of a teal green. This one too. This one is very bright, almost blue, but like minty and very like, yeah, it's brightening. The lighter shades in this palette actually can cover up the darker shades, which is good. That means that the pigment is there, it came out to play, and you can play with it. And I used all the mattes from this palette in this look. Yeah, I pretty much used all of them, and they all work together, and I think this is cohesive, this is working, and I'm super happy about that. I have some questions to the texture of Earth Mother, and I also noticed that I have Urban Decay as a primer for my eyelids. I bought a new one, so it's not like it's old or anything, it's new. And maybe because I actually scratched my lids with all the micellar water and eyelash glue because I was dyeing my eyelashes, but this shade on my main lid, it starts to settle into the cracks. And it's been like an hour or something, and it starts to settle into cracks. It might be my application, it might be because of this situation with the eyelids. They're very sensitive right now. I will not probably attempt the second look today because it will do worse for me. So tomorrow morning I can wake up with something really swollen, and I don't want that to happen. So I think I will stop here. But yeah, I have questions to this texture, but it shines so beautifully. It's just so good. The other one is called Balance. I'm not sure that I'm seeing much of it. It's just a bit of sparkles on the lower lid. It almost does nothing, but I feel like it will be really good, like a daily kind of, like into the inner corner, tapping and wiping and like this kind of stuff. But other than that, you know, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't have anything else to say. We used 2 sparkles and all the mattes. Yeah. So far, that's it. Now, I promised to tell you what else I have on my face. First of all, the foundation is Light Reflecting by NARS. It's shade Oslo. It matches me relatively well. Sometimes it's just too dark or too pink, depends, but yeah, I'm able to wear it. It's like, it's working. Then I have a Sephora contour stick. I'm still loving this guy. It's better than anything else that I've tried so far from the cream contour. Then the lash line, the waterline, is the Coral Moral by Mitchell color case. The Coral Moral is this little guy here. And I think it matches that femininity shade in the palette perfectly. The other perfect match to that is actually Rosa and Branch by Danessa Myricks. Like, this is great. Let me just demonstrate. Yeah, I think I'm right. This is awesome. This is something that you can use also on your cheeks. The femininity shade also can be used on the cheeks. The pigments don't really care where you apply them. So you can match it like that. And My Lips was also this shade by Danessa Myricks. And on the contour is actually Brink by Colourpop, and then the highlighter is Cleona in Sour. It's a bit cooler. This one is more of a gold sparkles something, but it's working. It's okay. It's fine. What I really like about the shades of shimmers in BellaBeauteBar is that when you are away from the source, or you have 2 sources on you, just like I have right now, you can clearly see that it's duochroming. Like, it's multi-chroming in such a scenario right away. You can see the very light shade, you can see the green, you can see this bluish something. You don't have to search for it, it's there. And in the regular conditions, when you are, I don't know, standing in front of the mirror in the bathroom or something during the daylight, it's still seen and they sparkle like crazy. So that's the thing I like about the overall shades and the formula and how the palettes are combined together. They are working, they're great. It's just I cannot tell anything bad about that. So far I'm happy. I hope you're happy too. If you like this, tell me something in the comments. Oh, I also got some chokers. This one is green. I wanted to match, you know, just to make it more looking good. And this is pretty much it so far. I am enjoying, myself including, I'm enjoying the palette, enjoying the work. So far, I am feeling it. So hopefully you too. And on this note, I think I will go wash my face, apply some protective cream for the night, and wish you a good night and see you tomorrow. So it's Sunday. I have to be honest, I actually removed completely the first makeup that I did because I just did not like it. I felt like it was a bit too weird, if I can say that. But now we are going into the makeup that I want to create anyway. And I will start with the shade Rebirth into the inner corner. This will be my accent color in this scenario. It's one that actually doesn't match anything, and I'm just leaving it there. From there I will go to the shade Wisdom. This will be the second part of the crease basically, and I'm later taking the shade Goddess and make like a liner with it pretty much. And the liner looks good to me. I'm just blending it slightly, not too much but not too little, so that it's there. You can kind of see it, so it's there, so it's good. Then I'm also dragging it into the bottom line and using the shade Wisdom to just blend things around. Then I will go into the crease cutting because we need to make it a bit more precise, and for that I want to cut the crease. I will take that base by Gloss Gods and a bit of a brush, like an angled brush in my case, and I will go directly into the Gloss Gods base just to cut the crease. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just cutting it off, and after I'm done with the main part, I'm just using a flat brush to distribute the product all over the lid. Onto that lid we will place the shade Femininity. It's very nice peach, and I have this peachy vibe, so I'm just using that for the purpose of getting some peachiness. And into the inner corner and by the bottom lash line I'm using the shade Growth. So that will be my like lightening shade. It's not that seen on my skin, but it's okay. I can live with that. So from here I am in the need of something to my lid, and I think I will go to the Lush shade. This will be all over the lid shade onto the moving lid, and I'm stopping directly at the line of the crease, the one I created and cut. Then I think we will need something on the bottom lid, so let's take the shade Enchant and use it there. It's just gold, so nothing too crazy about it. It's nice and golden, yeah. Just a very sparkly one, but nothing too special. So that is the idea for now. I think I may add a few more things into here, and I may use the Mitchell Kirk case just to make it a bit more interesting. I want to keep the theme. I want to outline this whole scenario a bit. So I will add a liner and come back with a finished face. This is the makeup I came up with, and I'm actually loving it. Despite the fact that I had to redo it completely, I am now more or less happy with how it turned out, and I found the way to work with these eyeshadow in a better way. So to avoid the dirtiness, the mudness of your look, you need to take a dense brush, place the shade strategically, and only blend edges a little bit. That way they will work magically. Otherwise they are blending all over and they're making this mess, and it doesn't look too good. So, and when the first try, I had the first try, and I did exactly that with blending it all around and all that stuff, and it does create dirty feeling. Like, it's not looking bad or anything, but it creates this dirty feeling and I don't like it. So I decided to go with the pure, like one color at a time. And this is how it looks now. I am really loving this main bright peachy shade, which is called Femininity. It's so nice and so good, actually. The gold is, as I said, nothing too spectacular. It's just very nice, sparkling shade. You can use it as a little glitter all over, which is also really nice. And then the main lid shade. It has a bit of a weird base, and you need to like you need to work through that. You need to work through the shade to make it more even. So it's a bit more that you have to do, but nothing too crazy. Maybe with the silicone brush it's a bit more dense, while with the regular flat brush it will be not as tricky to work with. So I do these things how I see them fit, which doesn't always mean I'm right in doing such a thing. It's like what works for me, what I would use, what I would recommend to have, and things like that. And this is how it all turns out. You can clearly see the shade. It's right here into your eye, and it's duochroming, even multichroming right away. So you see a bit of gold, a bit of green, like a hint of green, a pink, a peach. So it's very visible. It's there, and I, as I said in the previous makeup, really love to not catch them specifically. So that's the makeup look. I am pleased, I would say. We will need to do something different now because this is basically the second cut crease that I did, but I like it. Hope you like it too. If you do, leave me a comment about that. I would be really happy to read about it. So what else do I have on my face actually? I have the foundation stick by Essence. I don't like the texture too much. It's a bit weird and it's a bit oily, just like Anastasia stick foundation, stick balm, whatever it was. It's very similar to that, but when you blend it, it's actually quite nice looking, lightweight, buildable, skin caring texture for even natural complexions. So it's not dewy, it's not matte, it's not anything, it's like natural. However, on me, I think it looks pretty dewy right now. So this is shade number 20. It's very light. It's slightly pinkish, but not pink enough. So when you blend it on my skin, it kind of okay matches. So it's fine. It's light enough. Then as my contour, I have Sephora contour stick, and I feel very chiseled because of that. Then as a blush, I used this little palette by Hourglass, Evil Eye it's called. I have this shade and this shade pretty much on me, and this is rose goldy something. I think fits the eyelid a lot, so it's like I'm trying to match things together. So the highlighter I said about, the eyeliner actually is shade Cooler from Mitchell Curve Case, and it matches really nicely with a cool brown shade Goddess from this palette. I was able to blend my eyeliner into the blended shade, so it's good. And on the lips I have Endless Cacao by Makeup Forever. As a contour, a bit of a darker lip shade. Then Clarity Cosmetics Espresso Kisses. I actually bought a Coffee House Vibes. I'm not sure if they're minis, I think they're full size. So there are 3 shades in here of glosses. And this one is the one I used, Espresso Kisses. A very nice little hint of color. This packaging is exactly like Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit, I think it was called. It just gives me a throwback. The sticker is a bit bigger than it's supposed to be, but whatever. And Espresso Kisses smells like coffee. So if you are a coffee lover, this might be something to look into. I think they're having a sale right now anyway, so you may grab something for a better price. So this little trio is something I got from Monolith. It was on discount, so not regretting it so far. And I also have this little mist potion on me. Look what I did to it. This is Birdsong inside. I have a short about that. Birdsong together with a mist potion. This is a duo that Carla Cosmetics sells right now. It's a very fine spray. So this little guy is a very fine spray. It's unscented, and this I don't have to add a lot. I just added like a couple pinches of the pigment into here, and then you spray it all over you and you sparkle like the fairy sneezed onto you. It's so good. It's looking really, really nice. So I'm enjoying that. If you are up for that, you can also get yourself a duo and mix them together in any shade you like. So if you like pinks more, if you like yellow more, you can use any pigment as a duo in this duo and mix yourself this nice little spray and just live your best life this summer as a sparkling goddess you are. So that's pretty much it. I also matched the gold to my choker today. I have a hint of gold and I decided that it needs to be also somewhere on me. And that is why I have this choker. I'm really happy about everything. I didn't like the beginning when I had to remove the look first try, so to say, but then I figured out how to better work with that, and now I'm happy about the look, and hopefully you also like it. Next time I think we will do something dark and sparkly, so that will be interesting, and hopefully I will see you after some time in the next makeup in this video. So it is the same day, surprisingly, and I'm gonna do one more makeup today. I want to try the dark green called Tiffity, and for that I will do a green smoky eye as a base. So I will start with the shade Nourish onto a fluffy brush so that we can have it as a, so to say, transition shade. Then I'm blending it around, connecting things together, going into the shade Demeter. Anyway, this is going to be the main lid shade. It's probably the darkest I would go here. I don't need to go darker than that, but you can if you add Goddess under Demeter, so that it's nice and interesting. So then I'm gonna use a blending pretty much, and the latest is the shade Tranquil at the very edge. I also went through with the empty brush, somewhat empty at least, to blend the edges, so it's nice and soft and kind of sitting in the eye socket perfectly. Then once I'm done more or less with the shade Tranquil, I can go into the shiny shade. First I'm gonna apply it with the flat brush, big one. This will allow me to just control the edges of the application, but at the same time make them more smooth rather than sharp. And once I'm more or less happy with that, I will go with the finger and the shade Tiffity just into the center. That will give us a bit of a impact of a color, and I'm just scraping kind of the rest of the finger onto my lower lid. This shade has a lot of colored sparkles. I think it will be interesting, and into the inner corner to add a bit of interest I will add the shade Fertility. I'm using the flat brush, and it's very hard to catch this shade with a flat brush because it's more of a flakes rather than something else. However, it's still possible, and it's super bright. This shade is very interesting. I am very into it, and I'm just setting into the inner corner and leaving it there. It will stay like that till the end. Now I think I will need only to do the lash line with a black, maybe a pencil, maybe just a regular black like I do usually, and then I will come back with the finished result. This is the look. I am super happy. This is so wearable. It's green, but you don't notice that it's so green because it's still muted and wearable, and it's just so nice looking. And this little multicolored sparkles in this lid shade are super fun. I'm enjoying this look, and for the mattes, it's just chef's kiss because I applied a bit. Did the edge blending, then applied the second one, and also did the edge blending. Done! Like, nothing else needed. It's so easy. Like, just a couple swipes, you're good. You don't have to like blend them constantly into each other to make them look good. These two shades, Nourish and how was the other one? And Demeter, they are just made for each other. And the Tiffity, which is my main lid shade, is also just here. It's easily applied, it's good. It has a green base, dark green base. That's why on top of Demeter, it's perfect. I don't have any words to describe anything anymore. The green shade Fertility that is in my inner corner, it's very interesting. I want to see it all over the lid, and I think that's going to be very cool thing, so I'm gonna try it next, attempt it, but it's flakes. You have to take into consideration that it's flakes. It's a bit different work. You have to like work for it, let's say that. And other than that, it's all just very nice and easy. This smoky eyes took me like 6 minutes per eye, which is good, really good. And I am super happy about it. Nothing says about creasing. There is no sign of any creasing that is gonna happen. To be fair, I used the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion original, so that thing is holding on my lids nicely, and I don't have that of an oil lids, so you have to think about that for yourself and how you will apply that, because everybody's different. My experience doesn't mean your experience is gonna be the same. So on this note, what else do I have on my face? Still trying out the Stick Foundation by Essence in shade 20. Very light, kind of weird, a bit oily on feeling, but blendable, but then not setting. So I think it's for the dry skin, so it's good for me right now. So yeah, I will try a few more things with it, but it sits nicely. I cannot say anything. For €4, honestly, you cannot expect too much, to be honest. Sephora stick, contour stick still here. Then Latte blush, stick blush by ABH. I needed something more of a neutral. As I said, it's a curse. I want to pair peach to green to brown. It's all just, they look good together. What can I say? You can do the pink. It's gonna be a bit more controversial because they are on opposite side of the wheel, but these two look good together. Then in my lash line here in the waterline, I have a 7C's by Kaleidos, perfectly matching shade 2 Fertility. I found it, I'm happy about it. Then on the lips I have, highlighter, Space Age in Solar Sailor, also by Kaleidos. Then on the lips I have BFF by Colourpop all over the lips, and after that I applied Clarity Cosmetics Coffee Steam with a spatula, because I didn't want to ruin it. It's duochroming in the bottle like crazy, but you only see golden sparkles on the lips. Maybe you need a bigger amount of this gloss to make it more visible as a multi-chrome. But here I see like purple, gold and green in one thing. So it's pretty cool. And it smells like candy, coffee candy, something in that direction. So if you are a fan of coffee stuff, this is something for you. And I think that was it. The choker. I decided to have something matching. A little gold element on a dark base, which is pretty much what I have on the eyes as well. I don't have a dark green one, but it's okay, it's fine. And this is it so far. I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying the makeup. I'm enjoying the experience. This palette is truly a green goddess. It has a lot of combinations with green, which is nice. Sometimes the greens are needed. It's about the mood of this, you know, it's like reading in a mansion with green walls and a library, something about that. I'm loving it. I love fantasy in general. So that's what I have for you, for me, and stay tuned for the next makeup. I will be back tomorrow and we will try something else. So I decided that today we're doing something really green, and I'm really excited about that. First of all, I'm gonna outline the shape I'm going to create. So I will try to repeat that on the other eye, but I have no guarantees that it will be exactly like it's here. But anyway, I'm just trying to outline it. Once I'm more or less happy with this outline, it's not exactly precise, it's not fully what it will be. I'm just trying to build something. And from here, we will go just like with the filling the colors on a drawing. We will just fill it with eyeshadow. I'm starting with the shade Nourish. I'm placing it all over the edge. So I'm trying to bring it as close as possible to the line I have created. And this will be like the actual outline. Then I'm going into shade Rebirth. It will take majority of the lid, even though it's not going to be seen, but I kind of want it there, so that's where it's going. And I am placing the Rebirth almost everywhere. Then I'm going to take a bit of a Demeter and place it right in the center. It's just for darkening things up, and we need to blend things together. So for that I'm using the previous shade, Rebirth, and just going over. So Demeter is kind of a base for something bigger, if I can say so. Then I'm going to take Gloss Gods eyeshadow base, that base, and a bit of a little brush for cleaning lashes, I think they're called. So that will be my help tool. And I'm gonna clean up the shape we've created. So it will be cleaned up on the bottom edge, on the side of it at least, and then on the top. This will help create the cleaner shape in general. And I'm just spreading the shade of that base out into the brow. While it's still more or less wet, we can try to set our tranquil. I'm using a small brush and I'm just setting the shade with a thin line right on top of the base and right above the previous shades. It will be just like a separation piece. And once it's done, I'm going into the femininity. It will be just like a peekaboo kind of shade, and I'm bringing it not too far into the blending so that you can see everything clearly, and it's just a nice addition. Then I'm going to blend this shade with growth, which only makes sense. And after I'm more or less happy with the blending of the edges, I will go into the shade Wisdom just for a tiny bit so that I can have it there too. Technically, I could have gone into the brown as well, but I'm kinda happy with what we have right now. And Wisdom was the last one to blend things together just a little bit, not too much, just so it's there. So after that, we can go into the actual sparkling shade. And we are starting with Fertility. I think it's gonna look gorgeous, and I'm applying it with a silicone brush by Carl Cosmetics called K1. It's very helpful. I'm starting with the center, bringing it as close to the line as possible, and just stretching the shade all over. This one swipe of this shade, it's a bit like flakes, like multichrome flakes. It's quite soft, but it has this texture. And you need to be careful about that because a little one can go a long way if you're trying to stretch it out. So I'm stretching it all over the lid, and it will be the main lid shade. Even though there was nice, really nice green underneath, we're still gonna use this little sparkling shade just for the sake of it. And into the inner corner and by the bottom line, I think we will use the shade Renewal because it's the last one that's left in this palette untouched so far. I think I would still use it somewhere. I want to create something brownish pink, brownish peach next without camera. So this is the last look we are creating together. And once I'm done setting the shade Renewal into my inner corner and bottom lash line, I think I'm only missing some liner in here. This probably should be black, but somewhat soft, not completely overpowering. And after that, I will be done and I will come back to you with a finished face. This is the look I have created and I'm so in love with it. It just feels so beautiful. Like, this is mesmerizing. The multichrome on the main lid is just so incredible. I've never touched something this sparkling, this easy shone, I would say. Like, you don't need anything. It's just a slight turn, a bit of light, and you see everything. It's so crazy. The other one that is lightly blue right now on me, it turns to pink, I believe. It's not as unique. This one, even though it's flakes, it's pretty unique to me. Maybe because I did not have anything like that in my collection before. Now I do. And I like it, and everything worked out so well. And as I said, you need to get the approach of tapping the eyeshadow into place and then slightly blending, only slightly. So you need dense brushes to work with such palettes, and then it will work greatly. As you can see here, I think it turned out very, very beautiful. And the pink, like a hint of this peachy pink in the corners and the outside, is like, ties everything together. I just love it so much, and I did not have any problems with it. I have to say though that I used the color case and the shade Blue Jam to make the line, the outline in blue. It's actually like turquoise, light turquoise. The outline in that color a bit more prominent because just the eyeshadow don't have the necessary pigmentation sometimes, and you need some base. In my case, I think that was justified because it's only one small element that separates two pieces from each other, and it's working well together. There is still this turquoise color on top. I think it's called Tranquil, and I think it just looks good. What do you think? The same blue jam I used in my waterline. This thing is very, very holding. It's holding for dear life, so it's not gonna run away from you in case you are missing something. So from the waterline it's not running, but from the oily eyelids as a base it may actually try to escape. That's the unfortunate thing about the oily eyelids. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else on the eyes and anything else to say. I am enjoying it a lot and I am super happy about everything related to this makeup. It's a good makeup day. I am pleased fully. Then what else do I have on my face? The same Essence foundation stick, the same Sephora contour stick. Then I have the Balm Beach blush. I love this shade, slightly peachy. I think it matches the peachiness. Then I have Norn's Spring of Life Mesmerizer. Unfortunately, I broke the mirror in this little palette. I have no idea how, but it was like a dent into it, and now it's broken into webs, basically. So like a spider web, it's broken, unfortunately. This is not the nicest thing, but things happen. That's just how things can go. Then I have Anywhere Caffeine as my pencil all over. And then on top of that, I applied a bit of Pink Himalayan. As you can see, Pink Himalayan is not actually pink on me. It's a bit more on the orange side. That's the color theory for y'all. And then as the last bit, I actually have the mix of pigment and Color Cosmetics Mist. And I think that is pretty much it of what I wanted to say. It's been approximately an hour since I applied the shade. I don't have anything that is creasing. I don't have problems right now. I am wearing the Urban Decay Primer Potion underneath. I think that contributes a lot to the holdiness, to the longevity of wearing the sparkling shades. And I think that's pretty much it. I will see you in the next makeup look tomorrow for the final thoughts on the palette. So wait for me and I will be back. So this is the look, the last one. I made it somewhat neutral and I think it looks really good. And this will be available as a short, so you're not actually missing on anything with this look. If you're interested how exactly I created it, the short will be there for you. But it's just generally the halo eye I'm recently doing. I really like the shape and I like the vibe it gives, and this just felt really nice. Also, honorable mention, so to say, Mocha Velvet Matte Liquid Lipstick by Clarity Cosmetics is also on my lips today. It's slightly more purplish. Very interesting shade and I really like it as well. So on this note, let's dive into final thoughts about our green goddess. This little dryad lady, so I call her a dryad lady because she seemed to be one of the spirits of the forest. So green goddess comes in bubble wrap. Inside we have a palette with 15 shades with little circles that protect the shimmers so that if it breaks during the shipping, it will not fly all over the palette, which is a good plus. The packaging itself is quite nice. There is no logo engraved in here, but the letters are, and then they are covered in silver. This is just a sleeve, and it also has a repeated information of everything that you need to know about this palette. The total weight is 255 grams, which tells me nothing about the weight of the actual product. It just tells me the overall weight, and I want to know how much is per refill. This is something that I think every brand needs to specify, because I don't care about the packaging. I care what's inside. And inside we do have magnetic palette. A magnetic palette means that the pricing is a bit higher than the regular palettes. So you can change the eyeshadow, you can take them out, you can place something else in there. It's quite convenient for some people. For me, it's not overuse. I don't really care if it's magnetic or not. No. What I also like about the Bella eyeshadow is that if you take out any of the shades, let's take out some shade, for example this one, and they have a sticker with a name on it. This is so simple but so good. You will not lose which shade it is and from which palette it was, because it just literally says that it's a BellaBeauteBar and it's the shade Nourish in this case. So you can take it out, they are magnetic, you can place them into the small condensed palette if you want to go travel with it and you need specific shades, so that is really, really good. But as I said, this affects the price at the end. So we have our nice little dryad and all the things inside. I like actually that the background for shadows is not anything really brightening like into your eyes, like it's taking the attention out. No, it's actually just black with something, just like little sparkles, or maybe it's sparkles from the palette all over, I don't know. And we have 15 shades. Some of them are, of course, sparkles, some of them are mattes. So let me just open the description that can tell for sure. 8 battery mattes, 7 unique multi-chrome shimmers. So we do have a very interesting multi-sparkled color, and others are mostly the multi-chromes. What I can tell that I did not notice too much about multi-chroming of this one, it's just the gold to me. Others are truly duochromes, multi-chromes. They are separated by eyeshadow versus pigments. We also have 2 color stories basically. It's one cohesive color story, it all works together nicely. But we have the 9 shades of green and we have 6 shades that are beige, brown, peach, right? So that we have these 2 stories and you can use them separately or together as you please. The difference between pigments and eyeshadow is in how you are supposed to work with them. So the eyeshadow can be blended with your heel, I don't know, with just finger, apply and blend, it's all gonna work. But there are some things that are pigments that will not blend as easily and they may create mud on your eyelid. For example, this shade that is brown and that dark green are pigments. Matte pigments mean that you cannot just take a big fluffy synthetic brush and start blending. You will create some mudness. What you need to take is a dense, smaller brush, apply strategically and blend only the edges. That way you will make sure you can work with this palette without any problems. There is not too much fallout, but it still exists, so you gotta be careful. I recommend to do your eyes first if you're doing something more complicated as a look, and then do your base. Otherwise you will face some fallouts basically. So you need to take into consideration how to work with the pigments. You can find all of this information on the back of the palette or on the sleeve separately, so you don't have to turn palette all the time around. And this is just how I recommend to work with it. It's sometimes you can take the palette and dive into the shade and think, what the hell, this doesn't work, when in fact there should be some specific way of working with it, unfortunately. Yes, it's a bit of a dancing around, but this is what you need to know. This is what you're supposed to know. About the formula, they are pretty good. I did not notice any creasing, any problems with the wear of the any shades basically, except at the first, in the very beginning, I had very problematic lids because I just rubbed them too much and that tend to make the things crease. But that's because of the eyelid and not because of the product. The product throughout these 5 looks I've tested out and I think it does work okay. They are cruelty-free and vegan if not stated otherwise. I've been checking the website of BellaBeauteBar and they are specifying that they are all vegan if it's not stated otherwise. So instead of saying vegan, they are not saying it, but they mean it. I'm not sure if that's how you're supposed to do, but whatever. If that works, that works. So you have to take and pay attention. If you are allergic to synthetic pigments, then this is not for you. If you are allergic to carmine, then this is good on opposite. So it's just an additional info, so to say. And I like the color stories. I like that they are muted. They will not be right in your face. They will be pretty down, muted, like very nice, very wearable. Despite being so green, they are still wearable, which I truly enjoy, and I think this is great. What I can also tell is that this palette has probably been released around the same time as the Nomad Route 66. It's right there, standing. And they have quite similar color stories in a nutshell. They both have some golden peach brown shades and they have greens. And they have the same story with greens when one of them is more of a leafy green while other two are other three, so to say, are more on the get out of my swamp kind of thing, which I enjoy both. But if you have a Route 66, you probably don't need Green Goddess. On the other hand, if you want more special sparkles, because there are lots of multichromes in here, if you need special sparkles and you need more of a dense palette, so that one is 18 shades, this one is 15 shades. 3 less, but it's still less. However, this palette is more expensive than Nomad. For both of them I do have a code. I will leave you a link or a code or both down below for BellaBeauteBar. Nomad one you can find in the Nomad review. I'm trying to be logical. Big thanks to Bella for providing me with that code and accepting me into the affiliate program. I hope that I can become a PR partner after some time, but not yet. They're not ready for that. They're declining me so far. So yeah, as I said, if you have Route 66, you probably don't need this. If you want something more dense, variable with interesting sparkles, you probably want to have a look at this one instead. They're both muted, they will both work really nicely. You can create both neutral and a bit more colorful stories with it, colorful looks. I am enjoying these greens and I am enjoying the overall palette. So yeah, not without problems. You have to take into consideration how to work with specific shades, but this is still very nice. I just enjoy the vibe, I enjoy working with the brand, and I'm just, yeah, happy to own these products. I buy them myself, like all of them so far I bought myself, and I can tell that I have no regrets, as the tattoo meme says. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it so far. Let's take a talk about pricing. Exactly that. So we have this palette on the official website for $64.95 in euros. Unfortunately, I cannot see the pricing in dollars. That's not shown to me because of my location. So $64.95, tax per state I think is different, and tax for import into the EU is also different. For me, the tax was quite some amount because I took 5-6 products at the same time. And shipping also takes quite some amount, but my code saves me 10%. So that's at least something. They just had a memorial sale for 25%. This is unfortunately, by the moment of this video release, is done, but you can still use my code on the regular day if you want to save some money. So $64.95 plus shipping plus tax. This palette in total turned out to be, from the official website, around 78 to 80 euros for me personally. I calculated just all of the things that were into it, and I took the percentage of each palette price and kind of gave it the percentage of tax and shipping to each. On Monolith shop in European Union, it's already here for $76.50, but sometimes you also have to pay $8.99 for the shipping, or $8.95. So if you're buying only that, you have to pay for the shipping, because there's shipping only from 100 euros within Germany, for example, and I'm not sure about the other countries. So at the end, buying from the official website will be somewhat equal, I would say, to what Monolith is giving. So for me, the benefit is that I can grab everything that I'm interested in, even things that are not yet on Monolith or not already on Monolith. So that is the thing, and the difference will be either plus 5 euros or minus 5 to 8 euros per palette, which is not a big deal actually. Like if you buy a lot at the same time, this may be costly, but at the same time, if you buy with like a bigger discount, that might be more beneficial. So you gotta choose wisely where to buy and how to buy and all those things. And I think the magnetic palette in that price is kind of somewhat justified. For example, the Huda Beauty will be around the same pricing as well, but they don't have such shades, they have less products, and it's just not as interesting in my opinion. Sorry about that. I do have Huda Beauty, some palettes, but not interested in it anymore. Right now I'm just diving into this whole new world for me. And I am pretty happy about that. Overall, I like the palette, I like the work of it, with nuances, not without some specifics that you need to know, but still pretty good. And I am happy that I was able to create looks which we should take a look right now on what I have created. And maybe you have something favorite. I really like to read your comments. I really like the feedback going with us, that I can create something and you tell me something about that. It's really enjoyable because it doesn't feel like I'm talking to a table, which basically I'm talking to a camera, but you know, this kind of stuff. So I'm really happy that you were staying till the end of this video. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you will subscribe to the channel and give this video a like and maybe a comment. That will really make me happy. Yeah, if you want to ask something, feel free to do so. I will be here for you, and see you next time. Bye.